John, Deandre, congratulations on the win. John, can you talk about the opposition a little bit? It was a lopsided score, but they asked some questions, hit the woodwork. Scored the first ever goal.
Yeah, I mean, I just had a good chat with the coach after. I thought they did really well at their place, and I thought they came in here tonight again with that transitional strategy, which was really effective. They knew we'd be playing with three centre-backs, and they matched a lot of pace up against our centre-backs tonight and had some great opportunities. Yes, I mean, I know the scoreline is what it is, but they took some big steps. I think getting their first goal, inside, I was actually happy for them. I thought they'd done enough to get a goal tonight. They'd forced Luca into some saves, hit the post. For us, we had our focus tonight as well, and yeah, I think that just to make sure that we got minutes in players that needed minutes, we got the result, and we could move on to this weekend against Cincinnati without any injuries. So it was a good night.
Was the plan always to take Lorenzo off after that half hour mark?
Yeah, I mean, looking ahead to the weekend, we had a strategy with Lorenzo, Derek, and Fede 30 minutes each, and obviously with Fede being suspended, we had to balance some minutes there for not to overcook people like Derek or Lorenzo. So, not to give my lineup away, but they're going to be pretty involved.
Deandre, 4 goals today. Maybe just your thoughts on how the performance went. Did the ball look massive?
Yeah, it was. As a team, we came into this game with an objective, which was to set a team goal scoring record. So I was just personally laser focused on that, getting that objective, and when I would get opportunities, just being laser focused and concentrated on finishing and putting the ball in the back of the net over and over. So I was happy I was able to do that, and we were able to get our target.
John, is there an update on Alonso? It seemed like he played the rest of the game. What did you see on that red card play? It's one of those ones that just kind of has to be, right?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they're given, sometimes they're not. I mean, I feel for Alonso. He's got a big swelling on his face. He's probably going to have to be really looked at after the game. I was a little bit disappointed on that one. But again, the lad was committed. Their midfielder was just committed to the ball. He wasn't. I don't think there was malice in it, but it was reckless.
John, was that the goal to sort of score 8 times and break the record for most goals in a game?
Yeah, I mean, I always try and just make sure that there's a focus for these matches. I said to these lads always that there's moments that'll be presented where you get a chance there to make history, write your name in a record book, and that was it tonight. I mean, when you come into a match like that, you see a lot of those games from other teams where they end up with a 2-0 win or a 3-0 win, or for us, I had to match their motivation tonight. That's what I always try and do, and I'm proud of DK because his commitment to that's given me his first career hat-trick and sort of first 4 goals in a match. It was exciting to see, and that's the laser focus. That first finish he had was, I mean, that was top level. The volley and the delivery from Jaquil. So we had to push that out because I knew they were dangerous. John, they're a dangerous team, and if we weren't laser focused on scoring goals, I think they could have easily nicked one and bunkered in against us. So, yeah.
Not much time to celebrate with more games coming up, but 5 goals on the weekend, 8 goals tonight. That seems to be a pretty positive statement.
Just enjoying football at the minute. Really enjoying it. I mean, the clean sheet is I've got Jason DeVos sort of in my ear a bit. He'd like to see that clean sheet be kept, and certainly he'll be driving the defenders. But I've got to be, tip my hat to lads like DK when he comes in. He's been laser focused on getting his job done. We didn't have Bernadeschi out there for 90 minutes or Insigne, but I just can't wait to see this whole team playing together, Neil. I think there's still levels to TFC, and I'm hoping we can find them in the next 3-4 weeks and keep pushing.
Sean, was Sean Johnson injured?
No, we just give Greg Ranjit that backup opportunity, and always giving Luca those opportunities as well when we can.
I mean, you end up using one of the 30 spots that you talked about last week. But was that, I don't know?
Yeah, we had to. Just rotation, player numbers. Coming into that match, there was a big thought process into Cincinnati. They've had a week off this week. I don't think they play the US Open Cup, so they've had a week, and we really had that in the front of our minds that we had to rest as many players off as we could. So Raul, Matty, Longstaff, there was a few lads we kept out of the roster.
As you go into the semi-finals with possibly MLS opposition, will you still keep going with the kind of cup side you've had so far, with MA and Luker and people, or will you gradually change the roster depending on who you're playing?
I think it'll be based on what the schedule's looking like. We are prioritising the league this year. There's no doubt that hitting the playoffs, trying to get a home playoff. I mean, that's the prize that we've all got our eyes on. But the cup, to actually bring a cup home, is important as well. So part of his goals, it'll depend on the rotation at that time, Neil. I mean, at times you've got to look at the players that have contributed and keep some of that balance. But when it comes to semi-final matches, Lorenzo Insigne, Bernadeschi, Jonathan Azario, Richie Larea, the DPs have to play.
Deandre, I don't know if you know, but you're the first player in club history to score 4 goals in a single game.
Wow.
So that includes players like Javinko and Josie Altidore. So I'm just curious if you knew that and how you feel about your sort of place in history.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that. That's obviously good to hear. Scoring 4 goals, I'm happy, and I was happy I was able to again contribute to our objective, and just now look forward to this weekend.